Sometimes, don't you wish you could ask a question of the biblical writers or the historical figures in the Bible? Like, I'd like to ask Jonah what it was really like in the belly of that fish. I'd like to ask Joseph why he just didn't give up after all of the terrible events in his life. Or wouldn't you like to ask Elijah why he went from such amazing faith in destroying the prophets of Baal to running in fear from Jezebel? In 1 Peter, we read these words: "In his kindness, God called you to share in his eternal glory by means of Christ Jesus. So after you have suffered a little while, he will restore, support, and strengthen you, and he will place you on a firm foundation." I want to ask Peter why he used the phrase "a little while" in reference to our suffering. I've tried to encourage people who are suffering by suggesting that after a little while, God will restore them. In my mind, I was hoping for a few days or even a few weeks, not years, and certainly not a lifetime. So, Peter, what did you really mean with those few short words, "in a little while"? I mean, I have friends who have suffered for a very long time with no relief in sight. I think of a dear friend of ours who's been struggling with hospitalization after hospitalization, surgery after surgery, setback after setback, dating all the way back to 2008. There appears to be no end in sight, and things have gotten worse, not better. Others have died after long struggle. What's up, Peter? After a little while? But then I hear the words of Jesus in John 16:33. "Here on earth you will have many trials and sorrows, but take heart, because I have overcome the world." So I think I have begun to see that after a little while was in comparison to the eternal glory awaiting us in heaven, as mentioned in the first part of that verse in 1 Peter. We, as followers of Jesus, are destined to spend eternity basking in the glory of the Father and the Son. Eternity makes our few short years in this temporary world a very little while. This world presents us with many tests to prepare us for glory. God is maturing us, developing our character, strengthening us for endurance, and ultimately helping us to see that we're on a firm foundation that cannot be shaken. After all, we're planted on Jesus, the solid rock. I think of that old song that says, "This world is not my home, I'm just a passing through. My treasures are laid up somewhere beyond the blue. The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore." Sometimes we just need to have our perspective changed. I know I certainly do.